Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Numa's Vault Treasures. Imagine finding a simple copper penny in your change, only to discover it's worth nearly $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, what if I told you that the 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, yes, the one you might have sitting in a jar at home, has sold for as much as $832,000 in today's market? Before you toss your spare change aside, listen closely, because this tiny coin could be your ticket to the life of wealth and freedom you've always imagined. And no, this isn't monopoly money we're talking about. You can't cash it in for a hotel on Boardwalk, but you could cash it in for a real one. But how can a 1-cent coin transform into a millionaire's treasure? To understand that, we need to step back into history. In 1977, America was a country in transition. Elvis had just left the building, Star Wars was rewriting cinema, and the Lincoln penny was quietly being minted by the billions. But here's the catch. Not all pennies were created equal. Some carried mint marks like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But the most intriguing were the ones with no mint mark at all, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, they looked ordinary, nothing special, just another copper coin, jingling in pockets across America. But beneath their surface lies a hidden value: rare die errors, unusual strikes, and pristine uncirculated conditions that transformed these pennies into treasures worth more than most luxury cars. Here's the real danger. Millions of these coins slipped through unnoticed. People spent them, tossed them into drawers, or worse, let them corrode away. Every time someone ignored one, they could have been throwing away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Are you unknowingly sitting on a fortune that's rusting in a jar on your nightstand? Think about it. When was the last time you actually really looked at a penny? Or do you, like most of us, just roll your eyes and think, not even worth bending down for? Well, today, that penny might just pay off your mortgage. But what exactly makes the 1977 no-mint mark penny so extraordinary? And more importantly, how can you tell if the coin in your hand is worth $832,000 or just 1 cent? Let's uncover the truth. Collectors pay enormous sums for rare combinations, sharp strikes, no mint marks, minimal wear, and, most importantly, proof-like conditions. In auctions, top-graded specimens of the 1977 penny without a mint mark have shattered expectations, climbing into the hundreds of thousands. The current market peak, $832,000. One coin, one life-changing discovery. Just picture it, pulling out that penny, realizing what you hold in your palm isn't just copper and zinc, it's freedom. It's the vacation you've dreamed of, the home you've wanted, the retirement you've worked for. All in a single coin most people dismiss as pocket change. And yes, this is the one time in your life when yelling, "Honey, I found a penny," won't get you strange looks. It'll get you applause. The time to act is now. The market is hot. Collectors are competing, and coins in pristine condition are getting harder to find each year. Every day you wait, your chances of discovering one decrease. Don't be the person who looks back 5 years from now and says, "If only I had checked my coins." Now here's the real question. If a 1977 penny can sell for nearly $1 million, what about other pennies hiding in plain sight? There are coins sitting in circulation right now that could be worth even more. In our next video, we'll uncover another jaw-dropping coin that's fooling everyone, but could make one lucky finder a millionaire overnight. So, check your change. Look through those jars and never underestimate the power of a single penny, because sometimes the smallest coin holds the biggest fortune. Imagine this. You're holding a penny so ordinary, so dull, that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick it up off the street. But what if I told you that a single 1979 D-mint mark Lincoln penny, yes, the same coin you've probably seen thousands of times, could be worth over $543,000 today? Sounds impossible, right? But here's the truth. The world of rare coins is filled with shocking secrets, and tonight, I'm going to show you why this penny could change your financial destiny forever. Quick question. Have you ever tossed loose change into a jar and forgotten about it? Well, you might want to check that jar again, because if you have one of these rare 1979 D pennies hiding inside, it could mean the difference between working another decade or retiring in luxury. And let's be honest, wouldn't it be hilarious if the key to living like a millionaire was sitting between the couch cushions all along? Now let's step back for a moment. 1979 was a time of rising inflation, gas shortages, and change, quite literally change in your pocket. Millions of Lincoln pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D. But here's where the story twists. Among those countless pennies, a few rare errors and high-grade strikes slipped through the cracks. These weren't just coins. They were hidden treasures disguised as ordinary copper-plated cents. And today, collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts for them, because in the world of numismatics, rarity equals power. And power equals money. But what makes this one particular 1979 D penny so special that it's valued at over $500,000? Stay with me, because the shocking answer is coming. The 1979 D Lincoln penny's fortune lies in its errors and condition. Some were struck with misaligned dies, creating doubled features on Lincoln's face or lettering. Others reveal off-center strikes, blank planchets, or even minting mistakes so bizarre they look like no other coin on Earth. And then there are the flawless, near-perfect specimens, graded MS-67 or higher, so rare that when one surfaces, collectors battle fiercely at auctions, driving prices into the hundreds of thousands. Think about it. If a collector is willing to spend $543,000 on a penny, what do they know that you don't? And why are you still letting spare change gather dust in a drawer? Here's the scary part. Most people unknowingly spend or give away coins that could have changed their lives. Every day, fortunes are slipping through hands without anyone realizing it. Don't let that be your story. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1979 D Lincoln penny? First, examine it carefully. Look for doubling, missed strikes, or unusual features. If it shines with perfection, you could be holding a jackpot coin. Second, have it graded professionally. Collectors trust only authenticated coins, and certification can mean the difference between $50 and $543,000. And third, never underestimate the power of small beginnings. One penny could be the stepping stone to the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Because here's the real question. What if the next rare penny worth millions is already in your pocket right now? Your future isn't locked in. A vault. It could be hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to discover it. So before you spend another cent, remember, fortunes aren't just made, they're found. Closing hook. Keep them watching. If you enjoyed uncovering the shocking truth about the 1979 D Lincoln penny, wait until you see the 1976 Washington quarter that recently sold for almost $1 million. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Click the next video, and let's keep unlocking the hidden wealth inside your pocket change. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out what looks like just an ordinary penny, only to discover it's worth nearly $500,000. Yes, you heard me right, $432,000. Now pause for a moment. What would you do if a single penny suddenly changed your life forever? Before you laugh it off, a penny making me rich? Yeah, right. Stick with me, because today we're uncovering the hidden fortune inside the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. And no, this isn't one of those fake internet hacks where people tell you to microwave your coin to make it valuable. Don't do that. Unless you want a fire in your kitchen and a very angry spouse. This story is about rarity, history, and wealth that could be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar right now. But here's the catch. You need to know exactly what to look for before the opportunity slips away. And in just a moment, I'll reveal the secret detail that makes this 1988 penny worth more than luxury cars, designer homes, and even some winning lottery tickets. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we need to go back to 1988. It was a year of big change in America, the end of the Reagan era, Wall Street booming, and tucked quietly into circulation. A coin that would later shock collectors worldwide. Most 1988 pennies were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but a tiny fraction left the mint with no mint mark at all. Now, here's the twist. Normally, a missing mint mark is just a printing error. But in 1988, something unusual happened. The penny's design was transitioning to a new style. If you look closely at the 1988 no mint mark penny, the lettering and Lincoln's portrait carry subtle differences compared to standard issues. To trained eyes, this wasn't just a penny. It was a masterpiece born of a minting anomaly. Think of it like buying a box of donuts and finding one sprinkled with diamonds. You'd probably eat around the diamonds first. Or maybe sell it. For a yacht. These details are what make the coin nearly priceless to collectors. And here's the number you've been waiting for. Auction records show these coins reaching as high as $432,000. Yes, for a single penny. But here's where it gets urgent. Most people don't even realize they have one. Every year, more of these coins disappear, lost, damaged, or simply spent without a second thought, meaning fewer and fewer will ever surface again. So, how can you tell if your 1988 penny is one of these life-changing treasures? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the exact markers that separate a penny worth 1 cent from a penny worth a mansion. All right, let's get specific. If you have a 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, here's what to look for: clear date. 1988 should be crisp, not worn down. No mint mark. Under the year, you'll notice there's no D or S design detail. Compare Lincoln's bust to the 1989 design. Some 1988 coins were accidentally struck with the wrong obverse die, making them rare crossover varieties. This combination is what skyrockets the value. The better the condition, the higher the price. Collectors pay fortunes for coins in near-perfect condition graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Here's the reality. Millions of people will watch this video, but only a handful will actually check their coins. Some will shrug and say, "I'll do it later." But later often becomes never, and those who act today could be the ones holding the golden ticket. Think about it. How many times have you blown a penny off the counter, let it roll under the fridge, and just left it there? For all you know, your refrigerator might be sitting on $500,000. The 1988 no mint mark penny teaches us a powerful lesson. Wealth doesn't always arrive in shining gold bars or stock market wins. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, disguised as the smallest coin in your pocket. So I'll leave you with this. When you finish this video, grab a magnifying glass, dig through your jars, check your drawers, because the opportunity to transform your future might be waiting in the most unexpected place. And just wait until you hear about the penny from the very next year, 1989, a coin with a secret twist that has collectors chasing it like buried treasure. But that, my friends, is a story for another video. Don't let fortune slip through your fingers. Subscribe now and join us on the journey to uncover America's hidden coin treasures. Imagine this for a moment. You reach into your pocket, expecting nothing more than a simple penny. But instead, you're holding a coin that could change your entire life, worth over $632,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2006 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. A coin so rare it could transform you from struggling with bills into someone who lives life on their own terms. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But let me ask you this. How many pennies have you already let slip through your hands without ever looking twice? Could one of them have been the very coin that could have made you a millionaire? And before you say, "Come on, it's just a penny," not a winning lottery ticket. Let me remind you, the lottery is pure chance. But coins like this, they're sitting in circulation, in drawers, in jars, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. To understand why the 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable, we need to go back to how pennies are made. Normally, coins are struck at U.S. mints, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. each leaving behind its signature mint mark. But sometimes, mistakes happen. In 2006, a small batch of pennies was released without a mint mark. Most were never noticed. Most slipped into circulation like ordinary cents. But collectors know. They hunt for these anomalies like treasure hunters searching for gold. And when they find one in pristine condition, the value skyrockets. Now, here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny before tossing it into a tip jar? If your answer is never, well, congratulations. You've just been throwing away potential Ferraris, lake houses, or that dream vacation to Hawaii. But the real shock isn't just in the rarity, it's in the condition. And here's where most people fail without even knowing it. You see, not every 2006 no mint mark penny will make you rich. If it's scratched, worn, or dull, the value plummets. But if it's preserved, mint state, gleaming, flawless, its worth can climb into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, the most recent sale of one of these rare coins hit an eye-watering $632,000. That's not a story. That's not a rumor. That's a documented sale, proving that even something as small as a penny can rewrite the story of your financial future. But here's the danger. Every day that passes, more of these coins disappear. Some are melted, some are damaged, some are lost forever, which means the number available shrinks, and the value only climbs higher. So next time someone tells you to stop penny pinching, just smile and say, well, 1 penny could buy me a mansion. What about yours? My friend, opportunities like this don't come often. Most people spend their whole lives chasing wealth, searching for that golden ticket, never realizing it may already be sitting quietly in their home, inside a dusty coin jar, an old wallet, or the change tray of their car. Now imagine. What would you do if tomorrow you discovered a penny worth $632,000? Would you pay off your debts, buy that dream home, or finally give your family the life they deserve? The truth is, time is running out. Every day, someone else finds a coin like this and cashes in, while others remain blind to the fortune passing through their fingertips. And the biggest question you should be asking yourself right now isn't, is it real? Because it is. The question is, will I be the one to find it? Or will I let it slip away forever? Start looking today. Check your change. Search your coin jars. And don't forget, knowledge is power. The more you learn about rare coins, the more opportunities you'll uncover. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, hit that subscribe button, because here we reveal the coins that could make ordinary people into millionaires. Don't let this chance pass you by, because the next penny you hold could be worth a fortune. Imagine pulling out a simple penny from your pocket, a coin you'd normally toss in a jar, spend on a gumball, or leave forgotten in the cup holder of your car. Now imagine that very same penny being worth over $732,000 today. Sounds impossible? Too good to be true? Well, let me tell you, this is the reality of the 2006 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. But here's the catch. Most people who own this coin don't even realize what they're holding, and they end up spending it as just another penny. That mistake? It could cost them their shot at living the wealthy lifestyle they've always dreamed of. Stick with me, because in this video, you'll discover why this coin is so rare, how collectors are paying millions for certain pennies, and how to check if you have one hiding in plain sight. And trust me, after watching this, you'll never look at your loose change the same way again. In fact, you might find yourself interrogating your piggy bank like it owes you rent. Let's start with the coin itself, the 2006 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like every other copper-colored cent minted in Denver that year. Over 4 billion were produced. But here's the twist. Among those billions, a small fraction were struck with rare errors and die varieties that make them worth a fortune. And one of those rare versions recently sold for a jaw-dropping $732,000. This penny isn't valuable because of its age. It's valuable because of its flaws. Some 2006 D pennies show doubling on Lincoln's eyes and inscriptions. Others display striking misalignments or were minted on the wrong planche altogether. Think of it like this. In a sea of sameness, the rare imperfection is what collectors crave. So if you've ever felt like a flawed masterpiece yourself, congratulations. You've got something in common with a six-figure penny. Now here's where the fear and urgency come in. Coin collectors worldwide are in constant competition to secure these error pennies. The market is growing, and with each passing year, the prices climb higher. Today, it's $732,000. But what if tomorrow it's worth $1 million? That's why selling too early, or worse, not knowing what you have, could mean leaving life-changing money on the table. And before you rush to cash in, there's something even more critical you must understand. Because the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth hundreds of thousands often comes down to one tiny detail. To find out if your 2006 D penny is a hidden treasure, you'll want to inspect it carefully under a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling on Lincoln's eyes, mouth, or date, a minting error like an off-center strike. Unusual thickness or shine, indicating it may have been struck on the wrong planche. And finally, pristine condition. Collectors will pay exponentially. More for coins in mint state. And yes, this means you might be crawling on the floor later tonight, checking under your couch cushions like a treasure hunter on a caffeine rush. Now let's step back. Why does this matter? Because finding one of these coins isn't just about money, it's about freedom. Freedom from financial stress. Freedom to finally take that dream vacation, pay off debts, or invest in the life you've always wanted. One coin, one discovery, can literally rewrite your future. And here's the real secret most people don't know. The 2006 D penny is just one of dozens of modern coins in circulation right now, worth staggering amounts of money. Miss this, and you could miss your chance forever. So check your pockets, search your coin jars. Don't dismiss those pennies as worthless change. They may hold the key to your wealthy lifestyle. And if you want to uncover more coins like this, rare cents, quarters, and nickels that could be hiding in your home right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join me on this journey. Because the next video might just reveal the coin that makes you a millionaire. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary penny, and realizing it's worth more than a mansion. Yes, you heard me correctly. A single 2008 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark has been sold for a jaw-dropping $632,000. Now, before you laugh and think, how can a penny pay off my mortgage? Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why some pennies are fetching millionaire-level prices, how to spot one in your collection, and the one mistake collectors make that could cost them everything. And no, before you rush to the gas station with your piggy bank, the cashier will not accept this penny for $500,000. But the right collector? Oh, they'll fight tooth and nail for it. But what makes this coin so powerful? Why is a 2008 penny, something most of us still toss into tip jars, worth more than entire retirement accounts? Let's uncover the secret. To understand this, we must first look at history. The history behind the 2008 no-mint mark penny. In 2008, America was on the brink of financial collapse. The economy was shaking, and yet, deep inside the U.S. Mint, a mistake was quietly made. Some Lincoln pennies were struck without a mint mark, an error so rare that when one surfaced in pristine condition, collectors went into frenzy. Now, here's the terrifying truth. Thousands of these pennies were spent in everyday transactions. Some got lost, some corroded, and some ended up buried in old jars in attics. If you or your parents kept coins from the 2000s, you could unknowingly be sitting on a six-figure fortune. But here's the catch. Only a handful meet the strict requirements that turn them from pocket change into treasure. And the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth $632,000 could be invisible to the untrained eye. It's not just about rarity. It's about prestige. Wealthy collectors compete for these coins like art investors battle for Picassos. Owning one of these rare 2008 pennies is more than financial gain. It's a status symbol. It says, "I own a piece of American history." Let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Be honest. Most of us ignore them. But what if that simple ignorance has cost you $500,000 already? And this is where the story gets even more shocking. To spot a true 2008 no-mint mark, Lincoln cent worth life-changing money, you'll need to look at 3 details. No mint mark, check under the date. If there's no D for Denver or S for San Francisco, it's a potential candidate. Condition. Coins graded at MS67 or higher, that means flawless shine, no scratches, command the highest bids. Error strikes. Some coins were. Double die errors, where Lincoln's features appear slightly doubled. These drive collectors wild. But here's the dangerous truth. If you sell too early or to the wrong buyer, you could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine cashing in for $10,000, only to find out the buyer resold it for $600,000 the next month. The coin market is exploding. With more Americans searching for rare coins as alternative investments, the demand has never been higher. Every day that passes, another coin disappears into private collections forever. If you have one, this is the moment to act. And, hey, if you don't have one, don't panic. Worst case, you've still got a penny that can buy you, well, a third of a gumball. But if you do, if you hold in your hand one of the rare 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies, then you're no longer holding a coin. You're holding a key. A key that can unlock financial freedom, generational wealth, and the life you've always imagined. Check your coins. Check your drawers. Check that old jar in the kitchen cabinet. Because the next millionaire in America might not be a lottery winner. It might be someone who found a forgotten penny. And if you want to know which other pennies and dimes are secretly worth millions, make sure to subscribe right now, because missing my next video could cost you the fortune of a lifetime.